Yo, what is up, everybody in the club getting tipsy? This is your host with the most, Paul Cantu, coming at you guys with a new video series called Paul Preaches. So Paul Preaches episode 1 is going to feature the story of me getting in my very first fight. So we're going to rewind the clock back to 5th grade. Back in the 5th grade, I was rocking polo, either white, navy blue, or gold, because we had those uniform games on point. You already know what it is. I had on my little glasses and my big ass fake Rolly from Walmart, right? So in 5th grade, there's this kid named John. This dude was super huge. He was like a 4-foot rendition of Biggie Smalls. Like, this kid was straight up obese, and I'm not trying to chop on anyone who is like a bit bigger or overweight, because I look like a damn anorexic Ethiopian, except I was albino as fuck back in the day with an all even buzz cut, you know what I'm saying? So it's nothing like chopping on people's weight, but this kid just happened to be really big, and because he was so big, he was insecure as hell. And when you're insecure and you're a kid, what do? You try and make the other kids feel like shit. So basically my boy John, right, he'd always bully everyone in the class, and he'd pick on me especially because I went to an all-black school, and I guess in this case, in this analogy, I would be the white sheep in the herd of black sheep. You dig what I'm saying? So towards the end of the school year, it's a Friday. Of course, the teachers are lazy as fuck, so on Friday they're like, you know what, fuck teaching, we're gonna send these little hooligans out on the schoolyard and let them play for the last hour and a half of the day. They just kick back, sit on the bench, probably smoke a little bit of reefer, while meanwhile we're playing tackle football with no pads, in our polo shirts, to boot. We're playing football, right? And for some reason, I guess since I was white, everyone assumed I was the Peyton Manning of the class, so I was playing quarterback back in my prime Heisman Trophy winning athleticism athletic day. So I have the ball, right? I'm throwing it around, we're playing, yada yada. But John wants to be quarterback. So he comes up to me and he tries to grab the ball. So I have it, you know, all up in my grips, and he pulls it. I'm like, dude, get off me. So I'm chilling. He pulls again, I'm like, dude, get off me. We do a play, I get the ball back again. He tries to pull it for me, I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? I turn around, he grabs my shirt on the other side, pulls me. And meanwhile, this kid had been bullying me the whole school year, so I had a bunch of pent up anger towards him. So as soon as he pulls my shirt, I place that soldier boy on his arm, turn around, and I just steal off on this dude. Now, to set the story straight, I never had gotten a fight before, right? And I'm not a violent person. I was just a scrawny little white dude who no one expected, and I was like the smart one of the class, so no one expected me to get in a fight, right? So he pulls me, block his arm, and I steal off on him, right? And as soon as I punch him, I can feel my knuckle just start ripping into this man's what I presume to be flesh at the time. And I look down and my knuckle literally has a big ass cut on it from smashing the kid's teeth so hard. I was like, oh shit. And at that moment, reality set in. I'm like, damn, I'm about to get in a fight. And I was like, dude, I already punched him, so I'm committed. But for some reason, I didn't just keep stealing off. I get in his face and I start yelling, hit me back, hit me back. And my little 5th grade voice was like, hit me back, hit me back. And John is just looking down and blood is just falling out of his mouth because I busted the dude's lip, right? And so as I'm yelling, hit me back, there are kids in the background who are playing football. And all I remember seeing is this dude named Marquise Washington. Yes, Marquise. And he's just
Paul stole off! Paul stole off!
This dude is hopping from side to side saying,
Paul stole off! Paul stole off!
And I'm sitting there damn, this is real. Then everybody else was like, ooh, John got stole. And meanwhile, I'm just shit, fuck it, let's fight. And so I'm yelling at this kid, punch me back, punch me back. Because for some reason I wanted him to punch me, that way we could get into a big ass fight. And he wouldn't even try and punch me, he just sat there looking down. And then I was like, you're not gonna do anything? And then my 5th grade hard ass was like,
you ain't gonna do anything, bruh.
And then he just looks up at me and goes,
I'm a distinguished gentleman.
Bruh. He basically doesn't do anything, and I'm freaking out in my mind because I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get in trouble, right? So everybody is talking about it on the playground. So we go inside the school, and we have to get in our single file ass line. I'm just sitting there shit, I hope I don't get found, because if I get discovered, my ass is gonna be a fucking ISS, in-school suspension with Dre Sean, and I ain't trying to deal with all that bullshit. So I'm in line, right? Waiting outside, my arms crossed, and we walk inside the room. And I shit you guys not, as the other kids sit down, I'm one of the last ones to walk in, because for some reason I was if I'm at the back of the line, I won't be noticed. I walk into class, it's standing ovation status, on some movie type of bullshit. Everyone is yeah! like, dude, can y'all please shut the fuck up? Like, y'all are gonna get me freaking discovered in this bitch. And so I walk into class and everybody's like clapping for me. And I just remember there were like people coming up to me, thanking me for punching him in the face. Cause this kid was a straight up like 5th grade dick to everyone. And in my mind, I was like scared as fuck of getting in trouble. So I was like, shit, quit talking to me. I was like, meth head status, scratching myself like, motherfuckers, quit talking to me, I'm gonna get in trouble. So I sit down, I just put my head down on the desk. And at this point, like, I was shaking because I was so nervous about getting in trouble, right? I was like, damn, I'm gonna get my ass whooped when I get home. My dad's about to go ham on me with that freaking belt. I'm like, oh, fuck that. So I'm just sitting down, right? And then the end of the day happens. And everybody's still kind of like talking about it. And the teachers, for some reason, like, I guess they really were smoking reefer on the fucking steps because they didn't know I got in a fight while the whole freaking 5th grade is going like ham like some crazy ass bees. Like, this motherfucker just got in a fight. So I like leave, right? So I leave, I go to the carpool lane, my mom's there, I get in the car, and at this point I'm like, the fuck, I'm free? And so I get in the car, and I sit down, and I'm just silent, I'm like shaking. And my mom's like, Paul, is everything all right? I'm like, Mom. She's like, Paul. I'm like, Mom. She's like, Paul. I'm like, Mom. Then I tell her, Mom, I punched John in the face. And then I just started crying like a little bitch. So I'm like in the car, and I'm crying, and my mom is like, Paul, what happened? I'm like, I punched John in the face. She's like, what? I'm like, punch John in the face. And so I punched the man in his face. I revealed the story to my mom like a little snitch bitch. And then we drove home. Next day I roll up at school on Monday, right? I get to school and all of a sudden the principal's like, Paul, I need to see you. I'm like, oh shit, Miss Clay, what you want to do, girl? What you talking about doing? So I go in her office, sit my little scrawny ass down in the chair, and she has her like pineapple looking like new hairdo with like light blonde frosting on top. And she's like, Paul. I'm like, what's up, Miss Clay? What's good, baby? How you trying to holler at me? No, I was just kidding. I was like,
Yes, ma'am.
and she was like, Paul, did you get in a fight with John? I was like, yes. And she's like, we've had problems with him bullying everyone. She's like, you're just gonna have 1 day of detention after school. I was like, oh fuck, man, this is ruining my record like shit. So my ass goes to detention at the end of the day, and it's actually in the nurse's office. So the nurse is probably pissed off knowing she has to stay extra 30 minutes at the end of the day. I sit my little ass down, I draw Lamborghinis for 30 minutes on some freaking like wide ruled paper. Then I walk out that bitch a free man, and that's the story of me getting in my very first fight. You're welcome. So essentially, guys, that is the whole like story in its entirety, like real shit. And basically, I just want to encourage you kids out there not to get in fights. That's not a good way of solving problems and shit. And yeah, I got in a couple more fights in middle school, and then like sports fights with like some of my soccer teams. Like we get into it with some other teams, but nothing like too serious. But I figured that was a pretty funny story of how I punched a fat kid in the face who was a bully and really didn't get in trouble for it. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below if you haven't already. And once again, your host with the most, Paul Cantu, signing out saying peace and love. More of these videos are coming, and I have a lot more content to drop. Thank you for watching. Peace, suckers!